Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to do a video all about my doggies. So I have two dogs, as you can see right here, and I'm just going to be talking about them, telling you a little bit about them. So here they are. This is what they look like. This big guy over here is Jackal, and then this little buddy is little Motley. First, I'm going to talk about little Motley right here because a lot of you go absolutely crazy about him when you guys see him. So this is Motley. He is a purebred Chihuahua. Yep, he's AKC registered. He's like pure royalty of Chihuahuas. So here's what he looks like. There's his little face. Motley, can you say hi to the camera? Motley, look at the camera. You look so nice. Yeah. So this is Motley. He was born January 23rd, 2012. So he is 2 years old, 2 years and 2 or 3 months old. So yeah, he is still just a little tiny baby. He weighs about 4 pounds, so he is fully grown, so he won't get much bigger. He's just a 4-pound little buddy. He's so cuddly, so easy to hold, and he's like, both my dogs are my absolute life. All my life growing up, I always wanted a dog, and when I graduated high school, I got a ton of graduation money, and I spent that on getting dogs because I've always wanted a dog, so that is what I did. Jackal was my very first dog, which we will get to him in a minute, but first I just want to tell you a little bit about Motley. So we're just gonna answer some questions about him. So the first question is, how long have you had your furry friend? I've had Motley for almost 2 years. This December will be 2 years. We got him December 19th, 2012. So we've had him for a little over a year now. The next question is, how did you get your pet? And we got both of our dogs from a site called Craigslist. For those of you who live in the United States, you all know what Craigslist is. And we searched for Chihuahuas on Craigslist and we found him. We also found Jackal from Craigslist as well, and we saw Motley's picture and we just went absolute nuts. We had to have him, so that's what we did, and he was around close to $500. So he was pretty expensive, and that's understandable because he is a purebred Chihuahua. This is what he looks like. He is black with white and tan markings, which is the most popular coloring for Chihuahuas. Like when people breed Chihuahuas, this is the coloring that they want. And this is how he likes to be held. He just kind of sits in my arms like this. The next question is, describe your pet's personality. And my dogs have so much personality to them. They are just such little goofballs. They're so funny. Like there isn't a day that there isn't a day that goes by when they don't make me smile. They are just absolutely amazing. They're both such big sweethearts. I love them to death. Motley is definitely the dog with the most attitude. Like, he just thinks that he's just above everyone else. He just thinks that he is just such cool beans, and he's just a cutie. He thinks he's super cool, so he just has a really funny personality. Just the way he looks at you sometimes is just absolutely hilarious. What are some of your favorite pastimes with your pet? Motley, pretty much every day is a good day when you have a Motley around. He's an absolute dream. He's definitely a dog. He's a dog, obviously, and he just has a lot of characteristics of a cat. He plays like a cat. He's just like, I love playing with him. He has a favorite toy that I bought him for his birthday. If you guys saw on Instagram, it's like that little yellow duck. I got that for him for his birthday, and that's his absolute favorite toy. He plays with it all the time, and every time I enjoy it. I love playing with him. He really likes car rides as well, so every time we go in the car, yeah, he gets really excited. He loves being in the car, and he also loves going for walks. So when I take him for walks, he just like, yeah, see, he gets really excited. You wanna go for a walk? Oh, yeah, you go for a walk. Yeah, that's a good boy. Little baby Motley. Little baby. What are some nicknames that you call your pet? Both my dogs have an entire list full of nicknames. We call them Motley, Monster, Motley Bear, Baby. We call him Baby, we call him Baby Motley, Stud Muffin, we call him all kinds of different little nicknames like that. And the next one is, what does your relationship with your pet mean to you? And honestly, in my opinion, dogs are just, they're just better than people in my opinion. They're absolutely amazing. Oh my gosh, they're just, they mean the world to me. Like, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have them. Like, dogs just make life so much better in my opinion. They're just awesome. Now we're going to talk a little bit about Jackalberry. So this is Jackal right here. I'm sure you all have seen plenty of videos of him. He is my very first dog ever, so he automatically has a very special place in my heart. Jackal is my absolute best friend. I love him so, so much. Oh my gosh, this dog is like my absolute life. I love him so much. I remember when we went and picked him up, we found him on Craigslist as well, and when we went to the house to pick him up and they let him out of the cage, he came right up to me. He was just such a sweetheart. I fell in love instantly, and I was like, I have to have him. So yeah, so this is Jackal. He was born June 20th of 2010, so he will be 4 this June. June 20th, he will be 4 years old. He's getting to be a big boy now. He's such a good baby. And he is, because a lot of people ask, he is like what breed he is. He is a Chihuahua Terrier mix, otherwise known as a Ratchie. So he's a Rat Terrier mixed with Chihuahua, and yes, he is brindle. If it'll focus, you can see his brindle pattern. He kind of looks like a little tiger. He's just orange, white with little black brindle, and you can see on his face as well. And he's got the cute little floppy Rat Terrier ears. So when me and Chance first talked about getting a dog, he wanted a Terrier and I wanted a Chihuahua. So we were like, well, let's settle. Let's get a Chihuahua Terrier. So that's exactly what we did. We searched, we found him, saw his picture, fell in love with him. He is what I like to call my clearance puppy. Jackal was only $80, and Jackal kind of has a sad past because Jackal was actually abused by his past owners. Not the owners we got him from, but you know, previous owners, he was abused. They would, you know, beat him, burn him with cigarettes. You know, he's had a really rough life, you know, in and out of the pound. So he's technically a rescue dog, and he has a very happy home here with us. He's such a good boy. He's happy here. He absolutely adores me and Chance and our family. Especially my mom and my sister as well. So we've had him for almost 2 years. So this June will be 2 years. And his personality is very, very unique. He is such a little goofball. He's a brat. Oh my gosh, this dog is so complicated. Like I like to call my dogs my kids because they literally have the personality of children. They're just absolute crazy little dogs. Yeah, they're such little goofs. One thing about Jackal is that he does not get along with people. We can't take Jackal anywhere unless he has his muzzle on because he's just extremely, extremely mean. So when we have to go anywhere, I don't usually bring, I bring Jackal, but like if we go into the pet store or anything, I have to carry him because if I don't, he's just very, very mean. He growls, he barks, he bites, he's just, and I understand he was abused, so he doesn't take well to people. So he's just kind of a really, you know, bratty dog, and you know, a lot of people don't understand, but you kind of have to be understanding of his past and why he is the way that he is. So if I have people over, I can't let them go near Jackal just because, you know, he's very unpredictable. If he doesn't like you, he will make it very clear. And so yeah, I can't have him around kids. He does not like kids at all. Kids have to be off limits to Jackal. Oh, he's going to sleep, sees. Good night, Jackalberry. Yeah. To keep him away from kids, people, men. He does not like men at all except for Chance. That's the only man he will, you know, bond to and stay loyal to. And he's very, 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 like, capitalized, very protective of me. If anyone comes near me, he, like, look out. Like, he's like the perfect little guard dog. Yeah, he's very, very loyal and protective of me. When I go to the vet, they have to take extreme measures and they have to muzzle him because he's just such a naughty little dog. But yeah, he's about a medium to small sized dog. He's about this big. Both my dogs are neutered. When we got Motley, he was not fixed, and if you've ever had like a little puppy who has their balls and they're a boy, they hump everything. Motley would even hump the air. So we had to get Motley fixed, so both of our dogs are fixed. Jackal came fixed, so we didn't have to worry about that. Yep, so both my dogs are neutered, and Jackal weighs about 10.5 pounds. And he's about 12 inches long. So, I mean, he's considered a small dog, but compared to Motley, he is a lot bigger. Your favorite pastimes with your pet. My all-time favorite memory and pastime with Jackal is when we first got Jackal. It was in June, so it was, you know, around summertime, and we took him up to Hesperia, which is a town up north where Chance's family has like some land with like a lake or whatever. And when we got Jackal, right after we got him, we went right to Hesperia. So that's when we, and there's no like cell reception up there or anything like that. So it was literally just us and Jackal, and we really got to know him and got to bond with him really, really good. So we really got to know him, and he loves it up there because there's room for him to run around. He loves it up there, and I just think back all the time to that time when we took him up there and just like watching him run around. Like, that's just when he's most happy, so that's probably my favorite pastime with him. Some nicknames you call your pet. So for Jackal, we have a crap ton of nicknames. We have Jackal, Jackalberry, Puff, Crunchy, Snozzlepuff, Pupscalowitz, Whippersnipper Snapperdoodle. We have so many nicknames for him. I don't know why and how we got some of those nicknames. We have Jackalberry, Jackal Baby. We have so many nicknames. My dad calls him Jack, so whenever I take Jackal to my dad's always like, "Hey, Jack." So yeah, we just have a ton of nicknames for him, and he pretty much responds to every single one of them. So he knows his nicknames quite well, but his name on his license and collar is Jackal. In case any of you are wondering, Jackal is named after the band Jackal, and Motley is named after the band Motley Crue. So we've named our dogs after bands, and that's kind of a trend that we're going to continue to do with our dogs. Whenever we get a new dog, we're going to name them after a band. I think our next dog is either going to be named Fozzy or Slash or something like that, so we're not really sure. We don't have any plans to get another dog, even though I would love another dog. We don't have any plans right now to do so because our apartment only allows 2 dogs, so you never know, I might get another one, we might not. So yeah, we just have these 2 little bugs right now. What does your relationship with your pet mean to you? Again, these dogs are my absolute life. I can't imagine life without them. I can't stand to be away from them. They're always with me. Whether we're going to the store, they're in the car. If I go to my dad's, they're with me. My dogs are always with me. I'm severely attached to them. They're my absolute life, and I love them, and I cherish every single day I get with them and every moment. And as far as tricks go, yes, Jackal and Motley do know some tricks. Jackal knows the best, knows more tricks than Motley. Motley's very stubborn. He's a Chihuahua, so he's not very prone to learning tricks. I did get him to sit once, and I did get it on camera, so I will go ahead and insert that clip. And Jackal also knows tricks as well. He knows sit, stay, lay down, roll over, and I think a couple other ones. So yes, they do know some tricks.
Sit. Good boy! Yay! Good Motley! That's a good boy. Good boy.
Jackalberry. Lay down. Roll over.
Good boy.
So now I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Chihuahuas and things like that. So Chihuahuas, they value every minute, every second with their owner. They love being around people that they love. He's very, very attached to me, my mom, and my sister. He loves females. So yeah, every time my mom comes over, he just goes absolutely nuts. Like when I say, "Grandma?" Yeah, they do that. So they absolutely love my mom. They love my sister. They value, oh my gosh, yep, now Jackal's crying. Chihuahuas are very timid animals. They're very shaky. They love to be around people, so if you work a lot, a Chihuahua is probably not the dog for you. They pretty much crave attention almost 100% of the time. Like, Motley cannot go anywhere without me. Like, if I go into the bathroom, he follows me. If I take a shower, he's in the bathroom with me. What? What's the matter? What's the matter, Molly? Another thing about Chihuahuas is that their health is extremely, extremely important. They need to be taken care of and held very gently. So if you have like kids or anything, you got to be really careful if you have a Chihuahua, because sometimes kids don't know how to handle Chihuahuas and they can be quite rough, and you don't want to hurt them. So you know, you just got to be really careful. You got to make sure that you feed them the right amount of food so they don't, you know, get overweight or anything like that. I feed my dogs once a day. They each get, Motley gets half a cup and Jackal gets 1 full cup. They're on Beneful and Credibites because that's the food that they like. I tried feeding them Blue, like the really good food, and they won't touch it. Like they won't eat it. So obviously I'm not going to starve my dogs. So I got them Beneful and they absolutely love it. So yeah, that's what I feed them. I bathe both of my puppies once a week, and when I mean bathe, I go all out. I give them a nice little oatmeal shampoo bath. I clean their ears, I brush their teeth, I do everything like that. I clean their eyes because, you know, Chihuahuas have quite big beady eyes, so they need to be cleaned quite a bit. Another thing about Chihuahuas is since they are so tiny that in the wintertime, winter can be quite cold and rough on them. So you really want to make sure, and it's not a bad thing, I do dress both of my dogs in winter clothes when we go out in the snow to keep them warm, because Motley, especially this winter, I actually had to buy him boots because we would go out in the winter time and he couldn't even walk because it was so cold on his feet. So I just got him some little boots and he just wears his boots you know, outside. So it's not a bad thing to dress your dogs. It's actually encouraged to put them in a little sweater when it's cold out. So, you know, you just got to be, you know, really aware of how they're feeling, and you have to pay attention to those needs because they are Chihuahuas. They're very, you know, vocal. They tell you what they want, and, you know, you just got to take really good care of them. And for as far as vet visits go, I take them both once a year for their yearly checkups. And yeah, the last time I took Jackal, he's in good health. He's really good puppy. He's really healthy. Motley goes in a few weeks, so he'll have his updated rabies shot and a checkup. So he's going in a couple weeks. He's been really good. I think, oh my gosh, when was it? February last year. We had kind of a scary, absolute scary incident with him. Motley actually had a seizure last year, and that was the scariest thing I have ever seen in my life. If you have a dog who's ever had a seizure, you know exactly how I feel. It was just the scariest thing I have ever witnessed in my life, and Jackal was scared. It was just a really bad experience overall, and we took him to the vet. Thank God he doesn't have epilepsy. I don't know, you know, why he had it. Maybe he hit his head or something. I'm not really sure why it happened, but he's fine. He hasn't had one since. He's in good health, so, and since then he's been really good. Another thing is, when we got Jackal, we got him June of 2012, and then 6 months later we got Motley. And Jackal was so used to being the only child, so to speak, that when we got Motley, he was not fond of him at all. We had to keep them separated a lot, and we tried to get them to bond together, and after about 2 weeks, they became inseparable. They love each other. They love being brothers. Jackal's the big brother, obviously, and Motley is the little brother. They play all the time. They're so nice to each other. They're so sweet. Jackal cleans Motley's eyes when he needs it. They cuddle. They sleep together. They're just absolute dreams. I love them so much. Hey everybody, so that was my video all about my little doggies. I hope it was helpful for you and informational, and I hope you got to know them a little bit better. They are, again, my absolute life, and I love talking about them. If you have any more questions that you want to know about my doggies, then you can go ahead and leave a comment below. But yeah, so again, here's what they look like. Say hi to the camera. Yeah, look like a boys. Oh, what a nice brother. Yeah. Okay everyone, so thank you again so much for watching. If you enjoyed and you love doggies as much as me, please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below and tell me a little bit about your dog or cat or whatever pet you have. If you have one, I would love to hear about it. But until then, I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye! Say bye! Yeah, say bye, Molly. Yes? Are you talking? Oh, what do you say? What do you say? Yeah. What?